Are you looking to become a technician in the mid 20s? It sounds weird saying 20s, like I'm in 1920s. No, 2021, 2022, 2023. We're in 2023 right now, but like I said, are you looking to become a technician or a mechanic? It don't matter if it's automotive, fleet, diesel, I don't give a hoot. Just this might be a video for you, okay? I'm a dealer technician. Y'all know FMFAM, right? Okay, dealer technician. Been in the business for over 11 years. I've been through it. I've been through it. I've been through it. Times are changing, and if you want to know, well, stick around, because you might learn some information about how it is right now and what I recommend, in my opinion, what you should do to get into this field and where you should end up right now. All right, so let me go ahead, let me put my stuff up. Right, I gotta go. Look guys, I normally don't get off of work until 7:15, 7:30, almost 8 o'clock sometimes. Right now it's not even 6 o'clock and I'm heading out. Guess why? I ain't got no work. Let me get settled in and we'll talk in the car. And before we get into talking about these issues, as y'all can see, I'm in the car now, but this takes, guys, y'all don't understand what I go through to get this content out to y'all. So what I need y'all to do before even watching the video, all right, like this video, okay? Because like I said, look at this, guys. Look at this. Look. I got a blister. I got blisters all in my hands. Y'all want to let me switch to the good camera. So that's a blister. That's two blisters. Got blisters right there on my. Look at my hand right there. Yeah, guys. And then on my thumb, it's not as bad, but yes. Scam likely again, man. But yeah, guys, that was to make a short because I forgot to push record on my my Bluetooth thingamajigger, my Bluetooth microphone. And so I did a voiceover and I was making impact noises, just holding the socket while hitting the trigger, and it hurt, guys. So I need y'all to do one thing for me, please. A couple things: like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Especially if you came from the shorts. So it takes a lot of effort to put these videos out for y'all, and sometimes we got to go above and beyond just to be put out that let's get on with the video, guys. Alrighty, guys, as I stated, my name is Fluffy Mexicanic. I am a dealer technician for a Nissan. That's food on my shirt. Okay, anyways, yes, dealer technician. Been with the brand for 11 years. Master technician since 2019. Ooh, and master tech mindset since, I don't know, 2016, 2017. Why do I say it like that? Well, because I was ready to become a master years and years ago. But because of politics through a dealership and the training that you have to go through in order, I got set back, guys. Okay, I got set back. Classes were harder to get through, and there just wasn't attainable. Okay, I'll say it like that. It wasn't easily attainable as it is now. I can get signed up for, I don't know, in the past 3 years or 2 years. It's scam likely. In the past 3 years, it's been easier for classes to get signed up because we can now get signed up for 5, 6, 7 classes at a time. Back then, when I was trying to get in, it was like one class a month, one class every 3 months. So it took a while. But I had my ASCs and everything. I was ready, man. So anyways, so should you become a technician in 2023? Look, guys, this video is not to deter anybody from trying to become a technician or a mechanic. If that's what you truly want to do, I say go for it. There are things that are going on in the industry right now. We got the auto workers strike going on, which is affecting Ford, GM, and Chrysler, Stellantis, whatever you want to call them. which is Jeep. What is it? Jeep, Ram, Chrysler, them people, right? Okay, so it has not affected us, right? The Japanese car makers, Nissan, right? I already told you. Anyways, we haven't gotten affected yet, but since the big C-19, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? The pandemic. Things have been wishy-washy. What I mean by that? What, Fluff? What do you mean? Parts, customers having the money to fix vehicles, a whole bunch of different variables, okay? At a dealer, or maybe some independents, I don't know. Flat rate, okay? Flat rate, you get paid for what you do. If a job calls for 10 hours and you get it done in 20, you get paid 10 hours. If a job calls for 10 hours and you get it done in 5, you get paid 10 hours. It has a lot to do with skill, knowledge, and experience. So theoretically, as you grow in this industry, you will get better, faster, and make more money. Is $100K a year attainable as a technician? Absolutely. A lot has to do with demographics, okay? Where you are. If you're in a big city, they're going to pay more. If you're in a small town, you might not get paid as high, but it all depends on cost of living for your area. I won't get into where I'm at, but a lot of y'all know I am in Texas. So now, do you absolutely want to be a technician? Let me ask you this, okay? This will kind of solidify if you're ready. Have you already had an established life? Fluff, what do you mean by that? Starting out as a mechanic, if you have a family, if you're living on your own, if you got car payments and stuff like that, remember I said you grow with this industry. So if you've already got an established life, it's going to be hard to make a living. It's going to be hard to live up to your financial standards. I came into this industry making $320, $280 a week, about $1,000 a month. Those $1,000 a month turned into quadruple, so on and so forth, as I grew. Okay, so can you afford to become a technician is what I'm saying. Can you afford to become a technician? Remember, you have to buy your own tools and stuff. Okay, that's one. Have you had mechanical experiences or skills before? Meaning, can you take something apart and put it back together? Can you understand if a gear goes this way and this gear goes this way, what way does this gear go? Okay, aptitude. Do you understand how mechanics work? I'm not talking about mechanics, meaning machinery. Do you understand how things operate? Okay, that has to do with gearing and just different things. Okay, I don't know how else to say it. Do you know various components of an engine? Do you know the internals of an engine? Do you know the difference between different types of tools? Do you know how to operate a lift? Do you know I mean, these are vague questions. These are very vague questions, and they are very serious questions. Okay? How many volts does a vehicle run off? What do you need to start a vehicle? Actually, I was supposed to ask yes or no questions. Have you been interested in being a mechanic since you were in high school, or has this just been a dream of yours? Why is that? Well, I don't want to hurt no feelings. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to hurt no feelings. You kind of have to be bred into this. You can't just wake up one day and I'm going to be a mechanic and I'm going to make a killing on it. I mean, you can. Don't let nobody tell you you can't, because you absolutely can. It's just all up to you, okay? How much you're willing to be a go-getter. How much you're willing to be, hate using this word, a hustler, okay? You have to hustle. I don't mean hustle customers. No, hustle. Are you willing to spend late nights at the shop in the beginning? Are you willing to dedicate yourself to this career 5-6 days a week, 10 to 12 hours a day? This job does not stop. You're gonna do side jobs. You're gonna do this. You're gonna eat, breathe, sleep, shit, mechanics. Let's get into a little bit. Flat rate, right? Okay, oil changes. You're gonna start off as a lube tech if you make it past a porter. You can start off as a lube tech. Normally they're hourly paid, which is gonna be bottom scale pay. I was flat rate as a lube tech, so I got 3/10 for an oil change, 0.4 for a rotate, 0.2 for air filter, 0.4 or 0.6 depending if the battery was warranty, 0.4 for an in-cabin. All these little points add up. What do you mean by point? Point this, point that. Flat rate is based on a tenth system. So tenths of an hour. How many tenths are in an hour? There are 10 tenths in an hour, broken up into 6 minutes. So 6 minutes is 1/10, 12 minutes, 2/10, 18 minutes, 3/10, 24 minutes, 4/10. Of course, half hour, which is 5/10, 30 minutes. You got 36, 6/10, 42, 7/10, 49, 7/10. No, I butchered that. 42.7. 48. 48/10 is 8/10. 9/10 is going to be 54. And then, of course, your hour is going to be the whole 60 minutes. So we get broken down. Okay, and then 1.3 is 1 hour and 18 minutes worth of pay. Your whole goal is to beat flag time. Now, there is hourly. There's hourly paid techs, which are normally, those could be independent or fleet. Those, it's cut dry. Hourly, you clock in, clock out, whatever you run on the clock is what you get paid. There's going to be a term you'll hear as hourly. If you got time to clean, if you got time to lean, you got time to clean. Always look busy when you're on hourly pay, because they're not going to pay you to stand around. On flat rate, you can stand around all you want. You're making your own check. So the harder you hustle, the more you get paid, the better you get paid. Hourly, I mean, you could take 30 minutes on an oil change and you'll be fine. Flat rate, you want to make sure you get that oil change done in 5 to 10 minutes. You want to beat that 18-minute time. Of course, we do multi-points and we do other things. We got to fill up air in the tires and check fluids and stuff like that. So it's a lot. You gotta hustle. You gotta have that drive in you. So those are kind of the basics, right? Those are the basics. You know, ask yourself these questions. Answer to me. Do you have what it takes to be a mechanic? Guys, y'all will see I am a big dude. Okay, I won't say my weight, but I push some weight. I've been doing this for 11 years. I've gone through weight fluctuations in my career. The busy, the slows, the struggling, so lose weight, right? Because we can't eat, and you make money and you start eating steaks and whoa. Okay, I blame this on my career. Anyways, but I still have the drive. I can still push out some freaking work. Y'all see the videos, all right? I ain't your normal fat kid. That's for sure. Now, some issues we got. I touched a little bit on it about parts, right? Ever since C-19 came around, the pandemic, we got the strike going on. It seems like the automotive industry has not recovered whatsoever from the pandemic. We still have random parts going on, random back orders. As y'all see, I've been posting quite a bit of shorts. I posted a video yesterday, well today, but yesterday to y'all, me using some AutoZone parts. I had no choice but to use those AutoZone parts. Found out they were an inch short. This is suspension, guys. I totally forgot about this video. In my live streams, I say, yeah, suspension, go for it. You're always, aftermarket parts are gonna serve a fitment issue. I was an inch short on these control arms. We sent them back. we're like, all right, I told him, just bring the O'Reillys in. Bring the O'Reillys. And they were like, but they have like, on one of the bushings, it looks like a rod that goes through the bushing, right? And it's a flat piece. It's a flat plate. And it's angled, and then it has 2 holes drilled out. And those are where the bolts go through. Well, those plates were being manufactured like that. So I had to like twist it and force it into place. If y'all want to see that video is going to be right there. So fitment issues on 2 different types. AutoZone, O'Reilly's. Parts are hard to come by no matter who you work for, where you work for. It's getting harder and harder. So we're having to use aftermarket parts. When we use aftermarket parts and they just don't line up and stuff like that. Y'all saw JT, Online Mechanic Tips, with his oil pan situation. He works for Chrysler or Mopar. So you know, that might be a product of the strike. He's unable to get OEM parts. This is why we push OEM so hard. Guys love to fight us that we don't need OEM. We need OEM because it's going to be manufactured correctly, and specs are going to be a hell of a lot better. Just right. People don't understand. These are copyrighted, proprietary type deal stuff. Okay, if they were to copy measurements 100% to the T, thickness, distance between bolt holes and stuff, they could get in trouble, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So they have to skew their numbers a little bit, make it a little bit thinner, a little bit thicker, spread the bolt holes out just a little bit more. It cannot be 100% perfect match to OEM parts, because then they could get in trouble. That's my take on it. Correct me if I'm wrong. So parts is a big issue. The economy, as we know, inflation. People are holding off on fixing their vehicles, and we are a victim of inflation. We are in an industry where we need customers to spend money on fixing their vehicles in order for us to get paid. Now, this is for flat rate technicians, because if we're standing around, we ain't making a dime. Let's be honest, guys. As you saw earlier in the video, I said it's not even 6 o'clock and I'm already going home. I usually go home, my clock out time is 7:30, sometimes 8 o'clock, depending on my workload. For me to leave before 6 o'clock, that must mean that I've been standing around for the past 2, 3, 4 hours. And that's a fact. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This industry, this is why technicians are leaving. Warranties are getting harder to come by as far as getting approved. There's so many hoops that we have to jump through as dealer technicians to get stuff approved. Independent people ain't got to worry about that. Independent guys ain't got to worry about that as much. They still do have to prove to a point on warranty stuff, whether they're proven to, let's say they install a manufactured part, they have to, they can't just say, oh, this part's bad. They have to, when we get shops that say, hey, this was a bad part, we have to go through some steps to get them a new part and to get them covered. And dealer technicians, sometimes, there's parties that have to get involved. It's not just, hey, it's a bad part, I need a new one, boom, cut dry, right? No. Or at least not for us. So working flat rate is a toughie. It's a toughie right now. Okay. Now my head is all over the place, so I might miss stuff. I might be repeating myself on certain things, but I just want to cover main points of becoming a technician right now. Are you willing in the next 5-10 years to work on EV vehicles? That's where we're headed, guys. We're getting pushed, we're getting mandated, and we are getting forced into these trainings, into these vehicles. Do we like it? No. Okay. Mechanics are going to lose a lot of money by these EV vehicles. There's going to be a lot we ain't going to be able to repair anymore. My battery's going low. That's great. I said I'm not trying to deter anybody from being a technician or a mechanic. So my advice, Now, you could take it with a grain of salt. My advice to anybody trying to become a technician right now, really go into fleet. Go into a fleet job. Those guys are always going to be busy. There's always going to be company vehicles that need to be on the road. You have a company backing you for repairs. So if that company wants to make money, they're going to have to make repairs. They're going to have to keep their vehicles on the road. At a shop, at an independent shop or a dealer shop, you don't have to, these customers, yeah, they need their vehicles, but they don't need to come to you. Fleet shops are needed by the company to get work done. Okay, let's say a cable company or a city. If you're working for the city, they need those city vehicles on the road. That's my advice as a master technician, as a dealer tech, as somebody who's been in the field for 10 plus years. Go into fleet. If you want to do the schooling, by all means, go do your schooling. But it's not always recommended. It's not always needed. You can get by without technical school if you already have mechanical knowledge, understanding of vehicles. Now, if the point of these tech schools are to get somebody who absolutely doesn't know anything about a vehicle, about how a car operates, it's designed to get them in and get them to know the basics. So if you already know the basics, well, then go straight into it. Don't just bypass. Okay, I made the mistake of going to tech school. Yeah, I mean, I learned some stuff. I basically learned electrical at tech school, and that's where I was struggling in high school. I couldn't understand how you go from 12 volts to 0 volts. I just couldn't get it. Tech school helped me understand that, and now I think I'm pretty good. I'm not just talking myself up, guys. Okay, I would not put myself out there if I didn't have the confidence. It's not just me saying that. My work shows for itself. I wouldn't even post these videos. I wouldn't post anything on YouTube if I didn't think that I had enough of what it takes to make a living. I know ASCs don't mean nothing. You're going to hear that a lot. But I got my ASCs. I became a master because I gained the experience and I had the knowledge. I'm going to say the natural knowledge. Okay? But this video is not about me. It's about you. Do you want to become a mechanic? Do you want to become a technician? Things to look for in shops as far as what to expect. There's a lot of politics in every shop, just different faces. There's a lot of challenges we're going to come across in the next several years. Right now, every shop across America is struggling. Out of 55,000 people I have on my YouTube channel, I get a lot of messages. Fluff, how y'all holding up? Y'all busy? Y'all this? Y'all that? I answer and I ask them and they say the same. It's a little comforting to know that it's not just us. But it's a little, how do you call it, discouraging that it's happening as an industry, as a whole. So if you're a technician out there, a mechanic, man, I hope y'all make it through this. I hope y'all don't have to change career fields. Because this is actually a great industry to work in. You can make a lot of money. You can do a lot within this field. You can save a lot of money because you ain't got to have people work on your vehicles and pay them. You could do it yourself. So, long story short, if you want to become a mechanic, go into fleet because that's where the guaranteed money is seeming to be. As far as me, I'm going to hold it off as long as I can, working flat rate and working at the dealership because I've just grown accustomed to this. I am a bit spoiled, I'm not going to lie. I love who I work with. I love who I work for. And I love the brand. As far as the vehicles I get to work on and the stuff I get to see. and providing you all with this content. So with that being said, guys, I haven't done this in a very long time. Check these videos out right here. Subscribe right there. We catch you on the next one.
This is war with the enemy. Think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me. I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague.